Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to explain the chapter Nationalism in Europe. First of all, it's very important to understand what is nationalism. It's a strong feeling of loyalty and devotion to one's nations, where we start believing that by medium of common language, culture, and history, we can create our own nation state. So, in this chapter, we will be dealing with the Europe and how the concept of nationalism spread in most parts of Europe. First of all, let's talk about French Revolution that occurred in 1789. The first clear expression of nationalism. This is why the various symbols like La Patrie, Les Citoyens, the fatherland, and the common citizens were addressed to create a feeling of national identity. New French flag was there, new laws were made, common language, regional dialects, sense of collective identity tried to create and tried to bind the people of France. So, Napoleon Bonaparte, with his Civil Code of 1804, also known as Napoleonic Code, tried to simplify the administrative divisions. He was also known as modernizer of France, where he tried to brought various reforms in transportation system, communication system, and tried to make the French rule more advanced. So, by this, we can say that French Revolution was the mode of a way by which they tried to create the feeling of common identity. In this section, we will be explaining the Congress of Vienna held in 1815, where after Napoleon's defeat, European parts like Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria met to undo the changes that happened during Napoleonic Wars. So the major goals were to restore the monarchies. Bourbon dynasty was restored to power, create a new conservative order in Europe, and to prevent further future expansion of France by setting up buffer states. We will be also dealing with the age of revolutions that happened from 1830s to 1848, where the new educated middle class people encouraged themselves to stood for their freedom, equality before law, and where the concept of liberalism could be encouraged. So the major revolts played a key role in encouraging the people for standing and to talk about their rights. We will be also dealing with the Frankfurt Parliament, an attempt to unify the Germany under a liberal constitution in 1848, but it failed. And why it failed? Due to the opposition from monarchy and aristocracy. Now we are going to talk about the various unifications. Unification means to create a nation state where we will be dealing with Germany and Italy. The unification of Germany, where the key figure was Ottoman Bismarck. He was the chief minister of Prussia, also known as the Great Architect. His major strategy was blood and iron, where rather than going with the military power also, he utilized his diplomacy process. In the process of unification, Prussia fought three major wars with Denmark, Austria, and France, containing long 7 years, and these victories helped to unify the Germany. In 1871, Wilhelm I was declared as the United King of Germany. Now going to talk about unification of Italy, which was fragmented into 7 states, where Giuseppe Mazzini played a major role by establishing various secret societies. Here Cavour, the chief minister of Italy, also played an important role along with the contribution of Garibaldi. They were successful, and Victor Emmanuel II was declared as the King of United Italy in 1861.